Ethan, under a year ago, was saying he doesn't use anti-Semitism in that way. He's not a guy to call anything and everything anti-Semitic.
You know, in my whole life, I've never screamed foul on anti-Semitism. I literally have been getting this shit since the second I stepped foot on the internet, and I have never fucking ever done this. Okay, so the people online, they're saying, oh, Ethan's making himself a victim, or Ethan's making everything about anti-Semitism. I've done this once in my life right now. But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag, fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby kill.
Was he wrong, though? I mean, it was a correct assumption to make. I'll give it to you. He made an assumption before watching the video, which would be a great point for you to make here if you didn't prove him right in the fucking video. You literally had a swastika sword in the video, and shut up with that, it's from fucking Bleach. You know what, all you assholes who think that that's from Bleach and it's okay because it's from an anime, I want you to take the symbol that's on the hilt of that sword, just that symbol, and put it on a t-shirt this fucking big. No context. Display it the same way that they displayed it in that content cop video where they flashed it around with no context. They didn't say the Bleach sword. They never showed the anime. They never even discussed what it was. They just, boop, here's the swastika sword, showed it to the camera. Here it is. Look at it. They made it front and center and didn't mention it at all. I want you guys to do that with that same hilt, with that symbol that's on that hilt. Take that symbol by itself, put it on a plain white t-shirt, this fucking big, with no context. Don't put any Bleach related shit on it. Don't mention the anime. Just put it on a t-shirt and wear it out into public. Live stream it. Prove me wrong. Let's see how many people approach you while you're out and about wearing this inverted swastika shirt. Which I get it is a different symbol, but sure, go ahead. Wear that out into public and live stream it. Let's see how many people come up to you to be like, oh shit, you watch Bleach? Or how many people come up to you in a threatening manner. Let's see which one you get more of, bud. We all know what this is. Stop trying to convince the fucking internet that water ain't wet. Okay, that was very intentional. Hasan himself refers to it as the swastika sword. He admits he doesn't even watch Bleach. He got it because of that hilt. He didn't get it because he was a fan of the anime or a fan of that Buddhist symbol. He didn't know any history behind it. He looked at this swastika backwards. It's an inverted swastika, and said, hey, it's a swastika sword. This is dope. And then he bought it and refers to it on stream multiple times in front of guests as the swastika sword. In his mind, that's what it is. That's probably how he introduced it to iDubbbz, and that is 100% the reason why they put it in the video. Anyone claiming otherwise is just ignoring reality and straight up lying to you. All right. So before we jump into the drama tonight, guys, into the main course, I had a little something I wanted to hit on because a few people have asked me, seeing as how I have mixed children, how I feel about the race war having a leaderboard. So as we can see here, we got Shiloh Hendricks has raised more money on Give Send Go than Carmelio Anthony. So apparently racism has a leaderboard now, and the whites are winning. But people have asked me like how I felt about it. Which first let's go this here. I wanted to cover real quick. So we'll cover this.
People are just like
no. Can we do that? Pop it out? Yeah, there we go. So we'll pop this out. Some VTuber commented on it, and I've been asked to comment myself. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, let's hear it.
Followed, that's an unfollow from me. Bostonian guy said, oh no, what am I going to do without followers that think it's okay to call a 5-year-old the N-word? I don't think most people think it's okay. I think there are...
I'm gonna give a hot take on this. And I do have mixed children. My wife's black, as you all probably know if you've seen her in some videos before. But how do I feel about it? Is it okay? It depends on what you mean by okay. Like, is it okay morally to call someone the N-word or to use racial slurs like that? Probably not. Is it like okay as in we live in a country with freedom of speech and you should be allowed to? Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to use racial slurs. It should be okay to use racial slurs because you're in a country with freedom of speech. And as our now fallen from grace internet daddy once said, either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. You can't believe in free speech if you're not willing to defend the speech you don't like. Because I don't personally want to live in a country where my speech could get me into trouble or get me fucking arrested, or I mean, once that censorship ball starts rolling, like, then who decides, like, who's the arbiter of what's offensive then? I mean, sure, there's the obvious ones like slurs, like the N-word, you know, the slurs for Jews, the slurs for whites, the slurs for, you know, Mexicans, whatever. But then where do we go from there? Does it stop there? Probably not, because once you've made that illegal, now what else can we make illegal? I think all of it should be okay. Now, freedom of speech, not freedom from consequence. Someone calls my child the N-word, probably gonna knock his teeth in. But he did have the right to say it, and I will defend his right to say it. I wouldn't let a cop arrest him just for saying that. Now, the assault that comes after, that's a different story, but the act of saying it should be allowed.
There are a lot of people who are tired of things happening, like Daniel Penny, like the whole George Floyd incident and the Summer of Love, like the Carmelo Anthony. There's just a lot of people tired of the two-tier justice system, and
that's not wrong there.
Start saying some crazy things and doing some crazy things. That doesn't make it okay, but it's like, that's just kind of the consequence of where we're at now, unfortunately. And there are some people who are like accelerationists that are like, the pendulum is going to swing back so far it's going to break off. And I hope that's not true. I don't want to see that happening. I don't like seeing this kind of, like, violence towards other...
I'm the only one who finds it really hard to take serious topics like that seriously when a VTuber talks about it. Her fucking anime titties are fucking jiggling in the corner of the screen while she's trying to talk about something serious. I don't know why this clip's going viral and why someone sent it to me and said I should watch it. I mean, this seems like a pretty milquetoast take. I mean, she's not wrong. People are tired of the two-tier justice system and whatnot. And if you just want to look at the fucking comment section on some of these tweets, and it's just people just throw the N-word around. Like, yeah, people act like there's a race war going on, but
people, like, not that words are violence, right? But there are people advocating for violence on both sides.
Yeah, that's not okay.
And I don't like seeing that. Nature be healing and shit. They will not kneel is the sum of it, you know?
Okay, that was, I don't know why that went viral. I don't know what was. Yeah, that's my take on the Shiloh thing. I mean, no, we shouldn't be paying her for calling a 5-year-old the N-word, but we also shouldn't be calling for her arrest. We live in a country with freedom of speech. She should be allowed to say the N-word. I wouldn't like it if somebody called one of my kids the N-word. Of course not. But I'll defend their right to say it. I mean, we live in a country of freedom of speech. Asmund Gold calls for Hasan's ban on Twitch. Amazon needs to find out this is happening.
Can you litigate against Twitch for this? Can I litigate it? No, I mean, I can't do anything about it. I mean, it's not my thing. I mean, the only thing that I can do, but, you know, it is nothing. And it's embarrassing. Check Hasan's stream title. He's so happy. What is it? Houthis show the limit of the Iron Dome. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, he supports terrorism.
I've been pretty reasonable about this for a long time. I think they should ban him. I do. This is expressing material support for a terrorist group that is targeting...
I mean, yeah, he supports terrorism. Pretty fucking openly. Streamer watching streamer who's watching streamers. Dude, if you don't like it, go watch someone else then. This is a pretty common thing. This is like what Asmund Gold and all of them do too. This is the content, man. If you don't like it, go watch someone else. I'm going to go in a different direction than Asmund Gold. I don't think they should ban Hasan. Because I'm pretty sure they're not going to. I don't think they should ban him. I think what should happen, though, because the rules need to apply evenly. And Twitch should be put in a position from its parent company, Amazon, where either you're going to enforce your rules evenly across the board, or you're going to change your rules to accommodate Hasan so you don't have to ban him. And if you change the rules to accommodate Hasan so you don't have to ban him, then that means you should unban Nick Fuentes. Because they're on the same fucking level at this point. They are two sides of the same coin. Hasan is left-wing Nick Fuentes. So again, either all of it's okay or none of it is. So if he's going to do streams supporting the Houthis, supporting terrorism, and straight up watching terrorist propaganda videos on his streams, then you got to let Nick Fuentes on so he can watch all his neo-Nazi shit. So you can have both sides of the same coin. There you go. Fair. That's fair. But if you're not going to let Nick Fuentes and the white supremacists and all those people on, the far right, then you got to ban the far left. Asmund Gold's right. Either ban Hasan or unban Nick Fuentes.
Civilians and has killed people. I have been very reasonable about this for a very long period of time, but we have crossed into the threshold of, in plain English, supporting a terrorist organization that is actively attacking civilians. This is totally unreasonable. There's no justification for this. There's no way that this is okay. It's on video.
Yeah, the only way it's okay is if you let the far right on too. Expose people to both sides. So that you can see the similarities in them. You can absolutely see the similarities in them. Because they do extreme shit over there. I mean, you can't call out the extreme shit from the neo-Nazis on the right, but then be okay with the extreme shit on the left because they're doing the same extreme stuff. They're just doing it in a different way. That's it.
I think that if Twitch doesn't do something about it, Amazon needs to find out that this is happening. This is a crazy level of extremism that should not be anywhere on the platform. And
I don't know how Amazon doesn't already know. I don't know how they don't already know. Like, this stuff has been going viral for a long time. There's no way they don't know.
again, if Twitch wants to say that they care about free speech and they're going to let him say that, that's fine. But I want to be able to do a number of other things too myself.
Oh, Asmongold wants to do the far right stuff. I would have said just let Nick Fuentes on. Let someone else take that bullet. But you know what, Asmon? If you want to bite that bullet, if you want to test those waters, if you want to say some crazy racist right-wing shit, I'm here for it, man. Go mask off.
But if we have a rule set, and the rule set says you can't do this, then is it a rule set or not? It's that simple.
Yeah, well, Hasan's the exception, not the rule, man. That's the problem. That's the problem. All right, that's all from my Twitter feed. Yeah, that's the fucking problem, man. Is that this whole rules for thee, not for me shit has got to stop. And Amazon proper is going to have to be the only one to like step in and stop it, because Dan Clancy, CEO of Twitch, is a self-admitted Hasan fan. Like, he mods his chat. Like, he's in his chat. He's subscribed to him. Like, I don't know how that's allowed. Like, I don't already know how the level of corruption at Twitch hasn't been dealt with. I don't know why Amazon is just ignoring them for so long. That I don't get. That part I truly don't get. Because there's no way Amazon doesn't know. There's just no way. There's just no way. They have to already know. Like, they have to already know. Alright, what? I got notes here. Okay, looks like that's stuff I can pull up during the next video. So first, we're going to watch iDubbbz done a follow-up on H3. So he did his content cop. Now he has a content deputy. From my understanding, this is just him finally addressing the CPS stuff. Because the big criticism I myself and pretty much everyone had about Content Cop at the time when it came out was that iDubbbz did an entire Content Cop criticizing Ethan for all this stuff, and at no point did he even mention the CPS stuff. Like, he danced around it but never said it. So now he's made a content deputy where apparently he's going to finally address the CPS stuff. I'm fucking here for it, man. So let's find out. Let's find out what iDubbbz had to say about the content deputy. And yes, I will be playing Fortnite while I do this. As this is the meat and potatoes of the content, and it's rather long, so we're gonna watch this. Oh, and see how far he digs his own hole here, because I have a feeling this is going to be just as terrible, if not more so, than Content Cop. I'm sitting here going through my mind, like, what kind of cope could they have to victim blame Ethan for getting CPS called on himself? Because that's what they're going to say, is that it's Ethan's fault. I can almost guarantee it. But anyway, here we go.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Content Deputy. Now normally in a Content Deputy I would dance around in my cop outfit in the woods, but this
that's
video
what people
want to
see. Yeah, it's not gonna.
We're just gonna get.
This video's not going to be good.
I was hoping that if I made a video about Ethan, he would act like an adult and he would keep the attacks directed at me and Anissa. Unfortunately, I was wrong in thinking that, because Ethan, in a desperate attempt to attack and smear Anissa and I, he started attacking our charity event.
I don't know if you know this, but last year they lost $250,000. To be charitable, you actually have to give money to charity, Hasan. You have to give money to be charity. It's like a slush fund for them.
Ethan and Hila.
He's not attacking your charity event. He's that is an attack on you, iDubbbz. You fucked up charity in a rather glorious fashion. Like, you lost $250,000 for charity. How the fuck is he not supposed to mention that? That's a pretty big fuck up. You can't call it a charity event and not give to charity. Yeah, I'd say he's right to call that out. He's calling you out for not knowing how to run an event and for potentially scamming people, because they're all buying into this thinking that you're giving to charity, and you lost money last time. We have no reason to believe that you won't do that again, especially when you're renting out the same venue and you're making all the same mistakes that you made last time.
Are well aware that we raised $1.3 million for charity the first year of Creator Clash. The second year we operated at a loss, and I take full responsibility for that. We did band together. The community and the fighters involved ended up raising $175,000 for charity. It's been really disheartening to see how often...
Yeah, but that's not the event. That's like you guys raising money after the event because the event failed. That's the point he's making. You just made his point for him.
Ethan will attack Creator Clash through us, or attack us through Creator Clash.
Ian and Anissa, masters of putting on an event.
He's reposting random troll accounts that are very easy to vet. If you click on this profile, it has a bunch of Sam Hyde adjacent posts, and it just hates Anissa and I. Come on, dude, you're one step away from calling me a cuck. Just take the...
I mean, he should. You are one, but that sounds like he's just giving you back the energy that you gave him. In the fucking Content Cop video, you not only posted quotes from troll accounts on Reddit, but you even misquoted one and called out the wrong person. So you at least got the person right.
The plunge. He's highlighting this post that equates Creator Clash to a crypto rug pull. He's saying the event is going to be worse than TanaCon. Can't wait for them to blame us for their failed event. Don't worry, Hila. I'm not going to blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders. But I can't speak for the internet. The internet might actually blame you guys for it. Now with this...
Whoa, what the fuck? Dude, if you're going to have the balls to make a threat, just make a fucking threat. What is this? I'm not gonna say the bad thing, but other people will. That's the fucking internet equivalent of, that's a mighty nice house you got there. Be ashamed if something were to happen to it. No, officer, I didn't threaten to do anything to his house. I told him how nice it was. Oh my god, dude. This is the most cowardly fucking shit. Just have the balls to fucking threaten the man then. Like, this is... Everybody knows what you're doing by saying the internet might. You basically just told the internet to go do it. This is the same fucking thing that, like, even John Oliver makes jokes about it on Last Week Tonight, where he's like, my lawyers say I can't say this thing, so I won't. I won't say that blah blah. And then he proceeds to say the thing. Like, we all know what you're doing. You're finding the You're finding the acceptable way to make the threat that won't get you in trouble. The plausible, deniable way to make it. You fucking coward.
This recent revelation that people are just going to use Creator Clash to attack Anissa and I. Anissa and I have decided to step away from Creator Clash. We have relinquished control to our business partners who ran the previous 2 events. They're very capable.
Okay, that's a step in the right direction. I won't criticize that. You guys should relinquish control and give it to somebody who actually knows what the fuck they're doing, because it's very clear from the last Creator Clash. He even had interviews before Creator Clash where he himself admitted charity wasn't the focus of it. It would have a charity aspect of it, but the main goal is to get together with all your creator friends and have a fun event. It was basically, you treated it, well, like a slush fund, like a party. It was for you and your friends. It was never about the charity. The charity was just a cool way to promote it that you thought you would do because people pressured you, and then you fucked it up. You should give that to somebody else to fix. Absolutely.
They know exactly what they're doing. They run events on a regular basis. The event is still happening. Anissa and I just don't have any financial ties. We don't have any ownership. We are,
Good.
you know, I think just going to be known as the founders of the event. Yeah, I mean, I think it had to come to this eventually. I can't keep my mouth shut. I can't, I mean, I can. I just didn't want to. I want to be frank. I want to be honest. I was very quiet during the second Creator Clash because I was afraid of how that would impact other people. This year I said I'm going to do something different. I'm going to fight back if someone's trying to attack me. So that's what I did. And now I've realized, like, I can't really have my cake and eat it too. It's either you're going to talk shit like a foul beast on the internet, or you're going to have a charity event. You know, it really can't be both. I'm very proud of the event that we...
Yeah, but you're still trying to walk that line where you were trying to make it both. I mean, I'm glad you're relinquishing control. But even with the statement you just made with the, I won't say those things, but the internet might. Yeah, you're just telling the internet to do it for you. You're still being a coward. Just go fucking mask off, man. Just fucking own it. If you're going to have this fight, then have this fight.
made with Creator Clash. It's still happening, June 28th. I'm just not going to be involved in it. Please, for the love of God, support this event. You know, I feel like in some ways I'm like cutting off an arm so that I could escape the bear trap, and so I can fight. Well, that's a bad analogy. You guys get it. We've already told all the fighters, and it seems like most people understand that this is the best move. If the previous content
most of those fighters have dropped out by now, by the way. I don't think he's going to mention that here, but they are dropping like flies because they don't want to be associated with it. They've been under like no pressure to drop out from what I've seen. Like most people are understanding, and I'm one of them. I'd be completely understanding if they wanted to stay and do the fight, if they wanted to just focus on the event and stay out of the drama, because they trained hard for this. Like, it's a big moment for them, and it shouldn't have to, like, they shouldn't have to sacrifice their big moment, be punished, or have it overshadowed because this fucking cuck can't keep his goddamn mouth shut because he started this internet beef over stuff that, like, all started because you couldn't say that your friend doesn't abuse his kids. That's literally all he wanted you to do. He wasn't even like asking you to get involved or anything, but to just tell the truth and say, hey, I've been to their house. It's not covered in shit. They do take care of their kids. They take care of their dog. I don't think their kids are in any danger. That's all he wanted you to say was, I don't think. That you could even keep the plausible deniability you love so much and say, I don't think that Ethan and Hila abuse their children. I've seen no evidence of it. And then walk away. That's it. Leave it open to interpretation and shut up, but be honest and say, I've seen no evidence of it. That's all they wanted was a statement. That's all they wanted. That's all you had to do. And instead, you've turned it well into this.
Was entertaining to you, or this video is entertaining, or you like the message, the best thing that you can do for me is to support Creator Clash. Buy a ticket, buy a pay-per-view ticket, an in-person ticket, or donate to the fundraiser. I just want to see this event do well. You know, I'm
going to say this right now. If anybody does care about the charity and you're worried about the charity aspect, just donate to charity. If you really want to see a charity event where people donate to the charity, victim lumbar support. If you really want to see a charity event or you really want to see money go to charity and you want to know for certain that X amount of dollars you give is going to go to charity, just pick a charity and donate to it. You don't need to feed this shitty event. The charity thing as an excuse to hide behind doesn't excuse the way they've handled this event at all.
I didn't try this shit because I thought I was going to be a good boxer. I didn't think I would be an awesome event organizer.
You're not.
And, you know, now I'm finally
on either front.
back to where I started, which is making fucking content cop videos. I don't want to make this too
I wouldn't call this a
ham-fisted, but I
content
kind of
cop.
do want to make it ham-fisted because I'm like, I spent my last fucking 4 years working on this stupid boxing shit. I mean, it was worth it, absolutely. But, like, it's crazy that I've just returned to content cop.
I wouldn't even call this content copy return to, and I wouldn't say it was worth it either. You fucked that up. You fucked up the return to content cop. Everything you've done since you've decided to become a fucking leftoid has fucked up. And on top of all of the shit that you've done wrong, you won't even delay the fight. You won't even delay the event. I don't know if it's possible to delay it. I'd say you should, or maybe the organizers will find a way to do so, because your event is taking place on the same fucking day, at the same fucking time as Jake Paul's event. And I'd almost argue that was intentional from Jake Paul. A based thing that Jake Paul did. I think he wants the name Creator Clash. I think he just wants the brand. So he's trying to devalue it so he can buy it, or just take it from you, and then he's going to turn it into something on his own. And you know what? I think Jake Paul would do a better job than you. I'll just say it. I'm not a fan of Jake Paul. I think he's a piece of shit. I think the Paul brothers in general are douchebags. But if it's one thing I can say he's done right and that he knows, it's boxing. He's the only successful YouTuber boxer to turn it into an actual boxing, into a career. He's the only one to get it right. And I think that he could help a lot of other creators if he owned Creator Clash. I think it should belong to fucking Jake Paul. Just let him have it. Step away from it. Keep making your shitty, well, I guess content cops or whatever you're calling these soy excuses for what content cop used to be. Rare Paul Brothers W? Exactly. They would, and they'd probably actually make more money for charity. I'm pretty sure that Jake Paul has done events for charity, boxing events for charity on his own in the past that have been way more successful than your entire event focused around it. He's just done individual fights. Don't quote me on that. I don't keep up with his boxing career, but I feel like I've seen that headline before. I'm sorry. He's just better at this than you.
Having said all that, Creator Clash ticket link down in the description. Go check it out. Buy tickets. Support the charity. Support the fighters. And have
support
a
charity.
good-ass
Donate
time.
to charity.
I mean,
don't do it
ultimately,
through him.
I think it's a good thing because I think I am meant to roll around in shit. I think me and Ethan are both meant to be rolling around in pig shit all day long, and other people are meant to do boxing or debating or whatever else. Ethan and me, pig shit rolling around type of fellas.
You underestimate my strength!
So you guys make slop content. Whatever. I make slop content. I'd say Ethan's meant to podcast because he's been a successful podcaster. But I remember in the content code, this isn't what podcasts are. Yeah, he should really listen to the guy telling him what podcasts are from the guy who has a podcast that barely breaks 300 viewers. From the guy with a failed podcast. Yeah, I'm sure that your advice is grand there, bud.
I've got kosher strength! The will of Allah! I mean Yahweh! Yahweh!
I think the worst criticisms I labeled at Ethan is that he's a bad boss, a tyrant of a boss. I just implied that he was being taken.
That's funny. His employees don't seem to think so. I mean, how come none of them have quit? They're not fucking like slaves. They're not forced to work there. If he's such a bad boss and he's treating them bad so often, some of them have had offers to go work other places and haven't. They all still work there. Dan's still there. AB's still there. Olivia's still there. Like, his staff hasn't changed. Why aren't they quitting? Why aren't they saying this stuff? I guess you should speak for them, though.
taken advantage of by people either in his community or outside of his community, and I called him a bitch-made coward. That was like the summary of personal insults labeled at Ethan. Before Ethan even knew what my video was about, he was already framing me as anti-Semitic.
But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag.
Because of who you're making the video with. The people involved in it. It was fairly obvious what was happening here. You listed all the people who had input on it under the video. And those people include Hasan, Frogan, Denims. Pretty much it's a rogues gallery of all his enemies. You hired the Sinister Six to make the video. Of course you're going to be agreeing with their talking points. Yeah. Yeah. That's a logical conclusion to come to.
Bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys, right?
I don't know if that's what the video is.
I'm one of you. I fucking hate Jews too, guys. Let's get after it. Israelis have no right to defend themselves, actually. All Israelis are settlers, actually. What is he going to give me, a history lesson?
Thank you. Don't know.
Now? Is he a historian?
Jason?
Yeah,
Jason,
he just discovered empathy, by the way, and only extends to the point where you're actually talking about Jewish people or Israelis. Then empathy stops, and they should all be murdered. Bro's actually out there like Timothy McVeigh. He's running to the closest fucking kindergarten to blow it up. There's a Jew. I heard there's a Jewish.
That's not what Timothy McVeigh did.
They want all you guys to quit, and for me to just be like alone. Little Jew boy alone.
Like Ethan under a year ago was saying he doesn't use anti-Semitism in that way. He's not a guy to call anything and everything anti-Semitic.
You know, in my whole life, I've never screamed foul on anti-Semitism. I literally have been getting this shit since the second I stepped foot on the internet, and I have never fucking ever done this. Okay, so the people online, they're saying, oh, Ethan's making himself a victim, or Ethan's making everything about anti-Semitism. I've done this once in my life right now. But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer.
Was he wrong, though? I mean, it was a correct assumption to make. I'll give it to you. He made an assumption before watching the video, which would be a great point for you to make here if you didn't prove him right in the fucking video. You literally had a swastika sword in the video, and shut up with that, it's from fucking Bleach. You know what, all you assholes who think that that's from Bleach and it's okay because it's from an anime, I want you to take the symbol that's on the hilt of that sword, just that symbol, and put it on a t-shirt this fucking big. No context. Display it the same way that they displayed it in that content cop video where they flashed it around with no context. They didn't say the Bleach sword. They never showed the anime. They never even discussed what it was. They just, boop, here's the swastika sword, showed it to the camera. Here it is. Look at it. They made it front and center and didn't mention it at all. I want you guys to do that with that same hilt, with that symbol that's on that hilt. Take that symbol by itself, put it on a plain white t-shirt, this fucking big, with no context. Don't put any Bleach related shit on it. Don't mention the anime. Just put it on a t-shirt and wear it out into public. Live stream it. Prove me wrong. Let's see how many people approach you while you're out and about wearing this inverted swastika shirt. Which I get it is a different symbol, but sure, go ahead. Wear that out into public and live stream it. Let's see how many people come up to you to be like, oh shit, you watch Bleach? Or how many people come up to you in a threatening manner. Let's see which one you get more of, bud. We all know what this is. Stop trying to convince the fucking internet that water ain't wet. Okay, that was very intentional. Hasan himself refers to it as the swastika sword. He admits he doesn't even watch Bleach. He got it because of that hilt. He didn't get it because he was a fan of the anime or a fan of that Buddhist symbol. He didn't know any history behind it. He looked at this swastika backwards. It's an inverted swastika, and said, hey, it's a swastika sword. That's dope. And then he bought it and refers to it on stream multiple times in front of guests as the swastika sword. In his mind, that's what it is. That's probably how he introduced it to iDubbbz, and that is 100% the reason why they put it in the video. Anyone claiming otherwise is just ignoring reality and straight up lying to you. Or retarded.
Killer, guys, right?
I don't know if that's what the video is.
I mean, I get that he's scared and offended, but this was the whole fucking point of my video, Ethan. I was saying that you shouldn't be doing this. It led to me making this video in the first place. You were triggered by this CPS harassment thing, and then you immediately equated Anissa and I to it. That was sloppy.
he equated you to it because you aligned with the people who did it, who were responsible for it, who spread the lie that led to it happening. Again, all he wanted you to do was disavow it, and you wouldn't even do that. What kind of friend wouldn't just disavow it? He wasn't asking you to get in the middle of it or get in the fight. He was just like, hey, if people ask you about it, say you don't agree with it. Say that's it. That's all he wanted you to do, was say that you don't agree with it and that you tell the truth. We don't abuse our kids. I don't believe my friend Ethan abuses kids. I would be just as pissed at any of my friends if they were not speaking out against an obvious lie that someone was telling on me. If they're just like, I don't want to get involved. Well, can you at least say it's a lie and then say you don't want to get involved? Could you at least tell the truth first? No? You say you don't want to get involved, and then the very next thing you do is make a video with those people, still not disavowing it? You still have yet to disavow it. Maybe he'll disavow it in this video, though, but I doubt it with the way he's framing it as that CPS thing. He's still doing it right now.
And that was horrendous. And it was horrendous for us. And now you're doing it again.
I'm going to watch.
And you're the victim. So you're the victim. So you're playing the victim card because CPS gets called on his children and he asks you to, hey, tell them that this isn't cool. And you're like, nah. And because he calls you out for being like, nah, now you're the victim. I fucking hate these people, man. This endless fucking victimhood mentality. This weaponized victimhood shit that they're doing. I hate it so much.
Watch it live.
Should you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. But like, why?
I just don't think. I feel like you're gonna get really emotional and say something you regret.
Well, I've got the button.
Like I know you don't have a problem taking it head on, but I just feel
Of course not, because I know that
you're
whatever...
understandably upset, and I feel like it might be a little.
Should we wait to talk about it, or you want to talk about it?
You should do it off stream. Because I don't know. This escalated initially because we were live and you guys were heated about. I forget what it was.
I just think it might be wise to watch it, think out your thoughts, and respond in a calm way. Because there's.
You know what? I'm gonna give props to Ethan. Even though he is being given all the advice in the world from his staff here, that staff you claim he mistreats and that hate him are clearly trying to help him here and giving him the advice to not react to this Content Cop video live. The amount of balls it takes to react to something like that live without watching it first, no other content creator would do that. Hasan has still yet to watch, as far as I'm aware, has still yet to watch the content nuke on him live on stream, even pre-watch it. Like, he's yet to watch it at all, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he's watched it in private, but he'll never admit to it. But for Ethan to immediately go, okay, you've made a hit piece on me, I'm gonna watch it now live and we're gonna react to it live so you get the raw, unfiltered emotion. That takes balls, man. That takes massive fucking balls.
No chance that you don't get heated.
I don't need to fucking pre-watch this. I don't need someone else to hold my hand through it. Like, I'm ready to take on anything that these people have to say about me. He's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys. I'm one of you. I fucking hate Jews too, guys.
You attacked us, so I attacked back, and now you're acting surprised and shocked, and you're doing it all on your podcast live.
How did he attack you before the Content Cop? Because the stuff you're showing is stuff that he's doing in reaction to the Content Cop. So you can't claim that that was the attack that triggered it, because that attack came from the fact that it existed. So what was the attack before the Content Cop? What, him asking you to disavow the CPS stuff and then calling you out for not disavowing it? That's an attack? Fucking endless victimhood mentality, man.
So naturally, you reacting live is you having an emotional reaction and seeing things that honestly are scary.
I just said I vented about them not defending me. What the fuck is he like? He's actually losing his shit and I just can't believe it, dude.
Should call him up.
So go for it.
And then you show stuff that proves my point. That proves the point, which is their only gripe with you was that you wouldn't speak out against it. You wouldn't disavow. He wasn't even asking you to get involved. He was just asking you to tell the truth and say, I've never seen them abuse their children. I've seen no evidence of this. That's all you really even had to say is, I've seen no evidence of that. You could even leave it open to interpretation, say, my only comment is I've seen no evidence of that. I don't want to get involved with it, but I don't think it's happening. Yeah, it's to just disavow it. That's all you had to do. That's literally all he asked of you. But instead, you've turned it into this.
Fuck yourself.
I agree. Fair weather friends who are so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ian sucks for the same reason right now. He could say something
Spineless. Spineless. Our POV is like, fuck everybody, and I don't want to hear any excuses. You're not my friend, and you never were, and you never will be. You never will be.
What's very insane about this content cop is I was thinking about Ethan's feelings so much in that video. I thought about
Were
the
you
idea
now?
of like how I shouldn't be saying the term Zionist or Zionism in that video, because I was like, he has explained before that that's personally insulting to him and he doesn't like that. You know, regardless of how true it is, I was like, I'm going to think about Ethan's feelings and not mention this. Fast forward to him reacting to my video, he's just outright calling me a fucking Nazi.
Is it a coincidence that Ian really shaved his head just before doing this video and he's holding a swastika one? I mean, we can free Palestine without being a Nazi. You fucking Nazis. How about that? Well, this is the white savior, Ian, who's just found empathy, unless you're Jewish, of course.
Ethan, people are allowed to shave their head and not be called anti-Semitic. I mean, if you're gonna...
Yeah, but when those people shave their head, hold a swastika sword, and make a video with people who had a Judah Arab tier list, and that's what they're famous for, well, all that added context kind of makes the shaved head almost seem like a message, doesn't it? Like, oh my, like, why are we acting so blind to the obvious here? Like, this denial of reality. It's infuriating. Like, you're not that stupid. Like, we would have to believe that you had the IQ of a fucking toddler to not realize, like, all that added context makes sense, to not realize that the things that you're doing, when added up, equal this.
Critique his podcast or be pissed off that he personally insulted you, even that is enough to be called anti-Semitic. It's fucking crazy. Now, I don't want to talk about Hasan's sword. I don't want to talk about Hasan's sword hilt because
there's no defense for it, and you know that if you took that hilt, again, put it on a t-shirt and wore it out into public with zero context, you know, the same way you presented it in the content cop, that you probably wouldn't be well received. I doubt you'll find a bunch of Bleach fans out in the wild coming to your defense.
Because Ethan himself basically admitted already multiple times he doesn't think any of us did that intentionally. And he would be right.
Do I think any of them actually like wanted to put a swastika in the photo? No,
Yeah,
no. I don't actually.
Damn, that is... I called that when he did it too. I was like, that is way too much benefit of the doubt that they don't deserve. And I was right, because now they're taking that benefit of the doubt that you gave them and running with it. Which, by the way, benefit of the doubt that he immediately walked back on. Let's see if he plays the whole clip here, because 2 minutes after he said that, on this episode of the podcast where he said it, the one he's showing, 2 minutes after saying that, he finds clips of Hasan referring to it as the swastika sword and admitting he doesn't watch Bleach. And he goes, nope, he definitely did it on purpose. He immediately walks back this statement 2 minutes later. Let's see if he shows that. Yeah, Ethan lost weight. I don't know if he got on Ozempic or not, but yeah, he has lost quite a bit of weight.
Actually think that the chances that they did on purpose is close to zero, right? So I'm not accusing them.
I picked up...
They make the joke that he's Ozempic Ethan. I don't know if he's actually on Ozempic or if that's just their way of, you know, shaming someone for losing weight because they're all about body positivity. But okay, I guess it's not okay to lose weight if you didn't do it in the right way. Yeah, it's another example of those rules for thee, but not for me, because they will scream victim when Tactone, which, by the way, it's a streamer I've never watched before, but after seeing his clips going off on Frogan, I like that guy. He seems like a normal fucking person having normal fucking person takes, and he's doing it relentlessly. Yes, he called Frogan fat, compared her to Jabba the Hutt, and it was deserved because she made a racial tier list and spent time on her stream making fun of her race. You can change your weight, you can't change your race. So fuck her. Yeah, but they scream victim when she gets made fun of and compared to Jabba the Hutt, but Ethan goes out and loses the weight, and suddenly he's a bad guy now too, because I guess he didn't do it the right way. Rules for thee, but not for me.
Up a random sword in Hasan's room that was laying around. That could be the end of the discussion. You don't actually need to debate Hasan about the sword hilt.
He left it up.
Decision-making
If
of
it was a mistake, he could have deleted it.
But I'm not going to delete the photo because that...
Nope, he cut the clip. He cut the clip. He's not going to show the context. Okay, so 2 minutes after that, right after he cut, maybe not even 2 minutes, almost immediately after he cut, they start pulling up videos of Hasan when he bought the sword. He referred to it as a swastika sword. His chat asked him if he watched Bleach and that they liked the sword, and he kept going, "What's Bleach? No, I don't watch Bleach." He didn't even realize what the sword was referencing. In his mind, it is the fucking swastika sword. That is the reason he bought it. That is what he sees it as, and that's why he handed it to Ian to put in the video. It's like, that's super obvious, and as soon as that context was added and Ethan realized that, he walked back the statement that you're using to defend yourself right now, you disingenuous fuckwit.
That would be indulging
God, I
in
hate
your
these
weird
people.
anti-Semitic fantasies.
We can free Palestine without being a Nazi. You fucking Nazis. How about that?
I'm done being nice to Ethan. I gave it a chance. My sincerity and my empathy.
When? You did the Fortnite L dance, flipped him off, and deep-throated a microphone at the beginning of your last video. What part of that was supposed to be fucking nice? I mean, you're doing the safe, edgy bit where you don't want to, you know, actually go hard the way you used to in your old videos, but you found a safe way to be edgy. Like I'm not going to say the bad thing about you, but the internet might, yeah, which is cough, cough, wink, wink, internet, go get him. Yeah, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna be nice. Okay, well, go gloves off. Own it then. I don't want to hear any more of this tell the internet to do it, wink, wink, nod, nod kind of shit. Just own it. Well, let's see if he goes gloves off now. Bring out the old iDubbbz. Let's have a fucking throwdown.
In that last video was real. I was even equating to him having crash out moments in the same way that denims could have crash out moments. I think we're all capable of it, but he was using it in the video to suggest that I was making fun of his mental health.
To my good friend Ian of 8 years, I really appreciate you weaponizing my mental health against me.
To make Ethan crash out. He's having a parasocial weird crash out. People can have crash out moments. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help. Dude, I'm not making fun of your mental health. Every example you used was me basically saying that other people are trying to affect you.
No! You mentioned it earlier in this video that he was emotional when he reacted to it, because you can't use that as a criticism for why he shouldn't have reacted to it live, because he's going to get emotional and he's going to crash out. And then when it happens, say, you weren't having a crash out, I wasn't weaponizing your... It can't fucking be both, iDubbbz. That's what he was referring to. The fact that he reacted to it live and you're using that as a weapon against him now. What the fuck? Like, you can't... I hate this trying to have your cake and eat it too bullshit that these forever victim mentality people do. This is the most infuriating shit in the fucking world, man. This is the definition of gaslighting. Is to do a thing and then make you feel crazy for reacting to the thing that you just saw them do. You didn't see the thing that we just saw, that I just showed you. It must be something else. Dude.
It's understandable that you're going through this right now, Ethan. We all go through this.
To characterize anything I'm doing as crashing out, that I need help, that I need to get some kind of treatment, is cruel and pathetic on a level I didn't think he would ever be possible of doing.
Every fucking example that you tried to smear me with was me actually pointing to something else that could be affecting you. He even brought up the clip of me saying, if you get help. We all need help. Everyone on this planet needs help. I don't care how you get it. You can watch.
Oh, stop with the fucking concern trolling. That's another thing they do when they play victim. This is the leftist internet equivalent of the old Southern white lady who goes, bless your heart. I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. The holier than thou, I'm gonna threaten you in a nice way bullshit. Do you know what it means when that angry old black woman says that she'll pray for you because she doesn't want to cuss you out? It means she's gonna go home and pray that you get in a car crash. Okay, that's what the fuck that shit means. So stop with the get help bullshit.
Wander into the jungle and go on an ayahuasca trip. I don't care how you get your help or what you define as help, but if it helps you, that would be good. Because right now,
what if venting on his podcast about this and defending himself is how he gets help? What if that's how he does it? What if he's doing it right now, you dumb shit? What if venting about it, getting it off his chest, and speaking his piece so that the internet knows his side of the story is how he gets the help that he needs? because it could get people to rally to his defense. It could get people to understand where he's coming from so that he just doesn't have to roll over and take it. Sounds like help to me. He's definitely got some people coming to help him now.
Now it doesn't seem like you're getting much help. The main criticism that I was seeing online with my video from Ethan and Hila is that I didn't mention the CPS call.
There's really just
Yes,
one
that's
central
the big
point
criticism
that I want to make here. My good friend Ian, in his hour-long takedown, did not mention one time Child Protective Services. Not one time.
There was not even one mention of CPS.
And a lot of the clips he uses is us fired up from the day that CPS came to us.
So, like,
without
for a lot of
without even explaining that at least that's the context, it's pretty cowardly.
I wonder why I wouldn't mention
He's right.
the CPS call. Could it be that the CPS call happened the same day that you were shit-talking me, and I didn't have any chance to defend myself? You just immediately, in the same podcast, right next to each other, said, CPS call was very traumatic. And then you said, fuck Ian and Anissa. And you linked those together?
Because he talked to you in private before that episode, and that's the context you're leaving out. It's some of it not even in private. You guys had Twitter conversations. Like, he reached out to you as like a, hey, can you believe this shit? Because you're supposed to be his friend, looking for you to disavow it. And you didn't. That's why you got called out. Stop acting like the only interaction that you two ever had was on the video. It's not. We can see the Twitter shit. It's fucking not.
You kind of layered those flavors, and then Anissa and I got a bunch of harassment. We had nothing to do with the CPS call. What are all these fucking comments on your Reddit saying, like, it happened because of the CPS call? I don't entirely blame your audience for getting confused, because number one, it's a fucking cult, and number two, you can't even get the timeline straight. So if anyone's watching your dumbass, their brain is also gonna get scrambled.
Be friends as long as they're getting something out of it. So again, he's not showing the context. What was the okay, I'll play this part. Did you guys ever find the context of what I was talking about here? Because I feel like I wasn't even talking about him. I could be wrong. I just don't remember ever saying, like, if I did say that,
I thought you were talking about them, about Anissa and Ian in that clip.
That's the same clip of
It's all the
when
part of the same
CPS was
clip.
called.
Yeah.
Same clip.
It's part of the same conversation.
You completely wiped your brain of what happened during the CPS stream. That's not my fucking fault. That's no one else's fault but yours.
All I wanted for you to do was say the bare minimum of like, hey, this is fucked up. This is not true about CPS, whatever, like the bare minimum. It came up because they were talking about it on their fucking podcast. By the way, they're the ones that like started this conversation by talking about it on the podcast. Be like, hey, I'm not getting involved.
I think that was their response after you guys initially called them out.
This is what I was talking about. You cannot have something terrible happen, be like, yes, let's make some content, and then shit talk your friends of 8 years.
I'm so fired up, I don't even know what to do with myself, which is why I'm crying. On the other hand, I don't know if that's a good state to be in life.
That's that. Elon kind of spitting.
And a lot of the clips he uses is us fired up from the day that CPS came
Yes.
to us.
For anyone confused about the timeline, Ethan was talking shit about us on his Instagram.
Hold on, let's have a look at this. Have a look at this timeline of his. Oh fuck! I don't know what the hell is that. I don't see any Twitter conversations. Like, he's just going off on his Instagram. Like, I need to see from the date CPS was called to the date that he said that you didn't do anything about it. Damn it! Why couldn't I run? What is this gun he's got? What bullshit is this they've put in OG now? I think he lost track of me.
Before any CPS shit, he was also talking shit about us on his podcast before any CPS visit. On March 7th, CPS...
Play the clip. Play the clip. What did he say about you on the podcast? What is it you consider shit talking? That's what I want to know. Play the clip.
Visits Ethan and Hila, and that same day they decide, let's do our podcast and let's have the topic be the CPS visit and how distraught we are about that. And then right next to that, right after it, you guys talk about me and Anissa. But you don't just talk about us. You shit talk us, and you imply that we're friends with people who are doing this, who are the ones who are harassing you.
Do you have evidence that H3 Snark called CPS on you?
Did I say
like
that?
Random anonymous Redditors?
Did I say that?
Wait, what's the...
I said they're primarily responsible for harassing me.
Who called CPS?
What the fuck? So I don't know.
To be honest, I'm very proud that I didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Hila's defense, because when you look into the story, it actually looks a lot shittier for Ethan and Hila. And I do mean that literally. There was this H3 stream where Ethan was dumping as per usual. He was talking about his own health. He was talking about his caca breath, his dog having diarrhea, his dog having giardia.
Olive has giardia. It's a bacterial infection.
Woo! Sorry. I locked in for a second there. Having a fucking victory on stream during this is great. Fuck yeah, boys. And he also clears up later, because he's playing the Giardia clip. Sorry, I am listening to it. He also clears up later that no one in his family actually had Giardia. And the added context to the clip he's playing that I'm pretty sure he's going to cut early again is him claiming everybody has it, not just the kid. He's like, the kid got it, and then he pooped on it. We got, and the joke is that it's so hard for people to get, because if you actually look into it, and then when he went and had the kid checked out, it turns out the kid just had diarrhea. But he was making fun of the fact that, like, wouldn't it be wild if everybody got it? It was a COVID kind of joke where, oh God, it's spreading like wildfire, and everybody has a good laugh about it. No one actually had it except the dog. But that's going to be context I'm pretty sure he's about to leave out.
In the intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
His child running around putting things in their mouth.
Sonny's crawling around.
Yep, that's what children do. I love to see these fucking childless people try to pretend like they don't know how fucking children work. Well, they don't know how children work. They're not pretending. They don't actually know. So people don't say that I don't have the full context here. I did keep this. Here we go. Here's the full context of the clip he's playing right now that he's not going to show. Why did it stop playing the clip? Oh, let me reload that.
Well.
Hi. Where's the video? Watching full video. I don't want to watch full video. I want to watch a clip. I was just trying to pause it so that I could.
Well, Sonny's crawling around. He's
What
putting
the hell?
everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
Oh shit.
Oh,
And now Hila has giardia.
Okay, well, it wanted me to interact with this.
For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my god.
What can I do to not get it?
Yeah, I'm trying
to. Because I'm not trying to get.
Can
it.
we crank the AC maybe?
Is it?
It's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop. Are you planning on that?
Never.
Not really.
So then you're fine.
So that's the full context. Is he's basically being like, yeah, everybody in the family eats poop, I guess, because he said the baby had it, then he said Hila had it, and then he got it, and then Dan's worried about it, and he's like, well, the only way you can get it is by eating poop. The joke there is, oh, I guess we all eat poop now. Yeah, it was very clear he wasn't being serious about his kid having giardia. That I didn't say it was a great joke, but I got the joke. He was making jokes about. Okay, but he's going to leave that part out, I'm sure. He's going to leave that context out. Anyway, let me put this back up here. We'll go back to this. Yeah, he's going to leave that context out. Of course he is.
Around, he's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
The whole family possibly.
Yep, so that's where he cut it. So I just played the full clip. He stops with kid has it. He doesn't go on to Hila has it. And now I woke up this morning and I've got the shits. I must have it. Hey, if you guys got diarrhea, you got to eat my poop. Yeah, he was joking, obviously. So obviously joking. It's ridiculous that he's framing it this way. But here we are. These people are fucking snakes, man. This is why this is the worst. I would rather you just be honest and just go gloves off. You said you're done being nice. Just go gloves off and say the mean thing instead of doing this fucking Climp Chimp bullshit.
Possibly having giardia.
Oh.
And now Hila has giardia.
Shut. For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my god.
Oh, so he is playing a little bit more of it. Okay, let's see how far he goes with it.
What can I do to not get it?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Because I'm not trying to get.
No, it's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop.
Talking about the viscosity of.
So you add the context that shows he's joking, because the insinuation behind that is that everybody ate poop in the family, not just the baby. So obviously it's ridiculous to think that we all have this, the baby didn't eat poop either. That's the joke. So you do show the context that clarifies it, and you didn't get it?
His child's shit.
And meanwhile, he is covered in viscous, low viscosity diarrhea.
He mentioned diarrhea a lot.
Crazy diarrheas like in the...
Yeah, he told a lot of poop jokes because it's funny. Any parent who's had children has made fun of their kids' poops and just the foul smell. Sometimes they're green. Sometimes they'll stink up the whole room. Like, your kids can be gross, and most parents cope with that by joking about it. Myself included. My wife did. Everyone I know has. And they'll just, like, comedians have jokes about fucking their newborn baby's poops and how they weren't prepared for it. It's a low-hanging fruit as far as jokes go, but it's pretty fucking common, Ian. Things you would probably joke about and would also know if you had children, but you don't. You're all childless losers who are acting like normal children shit isn't normal because Ethan's doing it. Jesus Christ.
In the middle of the night, all the time he's having these crazy diarrheas. You wash your hands as best you can, but these are really nasty diarrheas. And then extremely foul-smelling diarrheas.
So, of course, Ethan, having made so many enemies over the years, other people react to his content. And when other people see...
By other people, he means H3 Snark. This is clearly where he's getting his information. This is clearly what he's referencing. Because I don't know anyone in the commentary community who's reacted to his shit that's had your takeaway. Not Nicholas DiOrio, not Chud Logic, not Papa Gut. Maybe Queeman. He's been kind of sweeping for Denims lately because she's his fucking waifu, I guess. Like, his takes have been absolute garbage. Normally I like Queeman, but Jesus Christ, he is simping pretty hard for Denims. As soon as Denims became part of it, he was on their side. But all the other commentators, 90% of them, Go Kanaru, someone who notoriously doesn't like Ethan, who made a hit piece on him back in the day, even he's not having the takes that you're taking. So these are people who don't necessarily like him, who are just having normal people takes. So who you referencing here, bud? H3 Snark? They're the only ones I can think of. Maybe Kiwi Farms? I don't know. Those are the only two places I can think that might agree with you. And they're probably the source for your information and where you're getting your clips, too.
That he's talking about his children getting giardia from dog poop.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
People are quite reasonably concerned. And so, yes, anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough to call CPS, including Ethan's own chat, which, by the way, is not a measly number.
So we're going to cherry pick stuff from chat. After you guys complained that the screenshot of chat that he showed under Bad Empanada in his video with the actual moving chat up above didn't line up. It didn't line up because he's doing what you're doing right now, where he took a screenshot of the worst of it as an example and slowly scrolled that screenshot upward. You'll notice the chat's actually moving. It's a moving picture. It's a screenshot. He took a screenshot of chat as this is an example of what's in chat. You're taking individual chat messages, which means that that's probably not what his chat looked like at the time. Otherwise, you do what Ethan did and just take a picture of the entire chat box so you could see these messages coming in one after another. These are probably messages that were few and far between. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were snarkers who were hate watching. They were individual messages that you clipped out that were probably coming in one at a time, few and far between. Like, how much of the podcast did you have to watch to get these, 10, 12 messages? Where you can see Denim's chat moving the whole time up in the corner and the screenshot showing the entire chat. Yeah, it's very different. But nice cherry picking.
It's about 26,000 at the time of this stream. So there are 26,000 people.
So 26,000 people watching, and you're showing like 12 chatters. 12 individual chat messages. Cool. It's always going to be some hate watchers, man. Hasan gets them too. Denims gets them. Brogan gets them. All the new people you've aligned with get them. Seen the comment section on your podcast? They come in there too.
Listening to Ethan go into great detail over 7 or 8 minutes about diarrhea, viscosity of diarrhea, his child having giardia, him and his whole family having giardia. They're calling it the poop house. Now what Ethan does, instead of taking any...
Which also could just be jokes. They they're laughing at how ridiculous it is. It's a poop house. Yeah, some of it's probably sarcastic, but I get it. Sarcasm's hard to read over text, and he's clearly not able to read the sarcasm, or purposefully ignoring it for the malicious intent of this video.
Responsibility for sharing too much on his live stream is that he decides to attack specific creators like iDubbbz and say she was the source of the CPS call because her chat was reacting to Ethan and saying, wow, this is concerning.
Is on her platform.
They weren't reacting to Ethan. They were reacting to Bad Empanada, who was making these wild claims before CPS was called. If you want to establish a timeline, Ian, that's the appropriate timeline. Is that Bad Empanada made a video that iDubbbz was reacting to on her stream about Ethan Klein's poop house, and her chat was like, oh my God, someone should call CPS. She didn't tell them not to, and then it happened. That's the actual timeline. She later came back and told them they shouldn't, but that was after it already happened.
Right now, advocating for our children to be forcibly removed from us by Child Protective Services.
The problem with this CPS thing is that Ethan has proven to be a manipulative piece of shit. So when he calls on me to defend him, what the fuck am I meant to do? I don't trust you.
Just tell the truth. That's all you're meant to do. Say that you've been to his house, because you have, and that it wasn't covered in shit. That Bad Empanada is exaggerating. That he's playing it up and making it sound worse than it is, that his claim is ridiculous. That's what he expects you to do. Just tell the truth.
And I'm glad I didn't trust you because in your video defending yourself, you used a video that takes context from like 3 different places and combines them to make it seem like someone is coordinating an attack on you.
Love made a good point. You said, is this every comment? I believe this is a live feed of the chat. This isn't edited.
What about the top right? I thought these were
No, it's
selected.
this, I think when you full screen it. No, this is an edit. It's a cutout of the full chat.
Yeah, so he's correct. It's not from 3 different sources, it's from one source. You have the chat moving in the right for transparency reasons, so you can pause the video and see all the chat messages happen, and you'll see that some of them line up with the ones that he's showing on the right. The ones he's showing on the right is a cutout, a screenshot of that chat that they're putting front and center with some of the worst stuff in it as an example, but they leave the entire chat up so that you can't say it was clipped out of context. You can just go through, pause the video, and read her entire chat if you want, which I've done. And some of those messages do line up with the ones from the screenshot. There are also messages just as bad that aren't shown in that screenshot. The screenshot was just there to, you know, basically say, hey, this is an example of what the entire chat looked like. The idea behind this is you could probably take a screenshot of her chat at any given point in time during that stream, and it would look like the screenshot they show. That's the message being conveyed here. And I've gone through and watched that video and paused it multiple times on that chat, and it seems pretty accurate to me. But he's gonna make it sound like it came from 3 different... What are the 3 different sources? Because they're all just iDubbbz's chat. It's just being presented in 3 different ways. So I'm not sure what he's talking about here.
It's just enlarged.
Oh,
there,
really?
Over the screen, yeah.
Yeah, it's just enlarged.
I think.
Yeah.
It's not timed. It's not timed the same way.
But it sounds like based on this clip, you knew that it was bullshit and you just went with it anyway.
No, he properly explained what you were looking at. It's not timed the same way. It's not a feed of the live chat. It is a screenshot from the chat being used as an example, and the live chat's left up so that you can compare them. If you do pause at the right moment during that stream, you will see those messages line up. And they use those messages as an example. But if you continue to watch the live chat, more worse messages also pop up that aren't in the screenshot. It's a screenshot of chat as an example. It's just an example. That's it. That's all it is. It seems like he understands what he's looking at better than you do. Like, he's properly assessed the situation, and you seem confused.
Ethan Klein uses this very deceptively edited video that is just like doing this smooth scroll to make it seem like that's all of iDubbbz's chat. But that's not what it is. And then when he's called out on it, he hides it. He moves his window over the real chat.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses,
Reading the chat, co-signing
it's very,
it.
very, very dangerous.
Now pay attention to her.
He just moved it there so you could read it, but I don't think that's... I think you're reading too deep into that. I don't think that was malicious. He wasn't being called out on it. It sounds like he just put it there to alleviate the confusion. But you can go back and watch the original video. You can do that right now. You can go watch it. You can tell that the chat does line up at one point during that chat and then continues on past that point if you continue to watch it. And there are messages just as bad past that point. I can't believe that this is what you're harping on about and trying to present it as if it's malicious when it's so easy to disprove. Like, anyone can just go watch it. The video's still up. Like, anyone can go fact check this. This is so stupid.
Doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like...
Why does it have to be anyone else's fault but your own? Take some fucking responsibility. It's just so bizarre that Ethan would expect Anise and I to make a statement when Denham's her...
Responsibility for what? CPS being called on him? Is that what we're doing now? We're claiming that, well, CPS was called, so... It must be... Wait, are you saying it's Ethan's fault CPS got called on him? I'm confused what the take responsibility part is. What is it he's supposed to be taking responsibility for? Clarify.
Herself already made a statement about it and said that she does not condone calling CPS.
So we're talking about CPS.
Yes, after CPS was already called. This is called damage control. She didn't say anything in the moment to prevent the bad thing from happening. She was complicit in it. She was quiet and smiling. She didn't agree with her chat. She didn't tell them to call. In her defense, she didn't call for them, make a call to action for them to go call, but she didn't specify to her chat that they shouldn't do that. She didn't look at those messages when they were coming up on her live stream and say, guys, don't do that. She didn't tell them not to. And then after they did it, she wants to act like she's not cool with it. Maybe you weren't cool with it, but you damn sure didn't stop someone from doing it when it happened. You were complicit. You sat by and watched it happen. You know, it's kind of like the debate, you know, on Breaking Bad where Jane dies because Walter's standing there watching her choke on her own vomit. He has the ability to roll her over and save her life, and he doesn't. And everyone's like, he killed Jane. No one's out here defending Walter White and saying he didn't kill her. He did kill her. He did kill her. His inaction is what caused her to die. He is responsible. He could have saved her and he didn't. He made a choice to let her die, which I'd argue is just as bad as killing her. Maybe not the same as murder, but close. It's the same thing here. She didn't call CPS herself, but she didn't intervene and stop her chat from doing it when she knew it would happen. And now after it's happened, she's going to play damage control and pretend like she wasn't cool with it and play victim, because that's y'all's entire narrative. You guys are becoming you guys are super fucking predictable. And I can't believe so many people fall for this.
One, I don't condone. Two, I've never condoned it, and you will not be able to find a clip of me saying, yes, we should do this, because it doesn't exist. I've literally given Ethan Klein...
But you won't find a clip of her saying, no, guys, don't do that during that live stream or before the call happened. You won't find that clip either, because it doesn't exist.
Credit on multiple times or multiple instances, and I will do it again right now, for not showing photos of his kids.
Part of my criticisms of Ethan initially was the openness. I think it's a problem that you are that open, Ethan.
Well, you know I'm very open about everything. It's part of how I wanted to conduct myself and how I wanted to relate to the audience is to...
So transparency is bad now? Now it's his fault because he was open? If he's not open, then he's hiding something. But if he is open, then it's his fault that he got harassed because he's too open. There's no fucking winning, is there? There's no fucking winning.
Be open as possible about every fucking thing in my life.
It is not strictly a benefit to be as open as possible on your podcast.
Ethan was just sharing his thoughts. What we were thinking, we were speculating.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
We were speculating.
Oh,
and now...
Yes, you're showing that in real time. They were speculating that maybe he has it. As a parent, you have those fears. There are plenty of times when my kids were younger when I thought maybe they had things they didn't. You tend to over worry as a new parent because you don't know what's normal. And then after you have the second kid, you're like, oh, this is normal. I thought my kid was retarded or had autism for a while. And then I realized, no, that's just what babies do. They do dumb shit sometimes. Yeah, like you start worrying about stuff. You over worry. You start coming up with these wild things in your mind of where things might go. Like, I was constantly worried, like, oh no, what if my kid falls off the couch? She's laying there. What if she rolls over and falls off and lands on this or lands in this certain way that'll break that? And yeah, you just worry constantly. And most of the time, it's for nothing.
Ela has Giardia.
Shut.
Be open as possible about every fucking thing in my life.
Really? How many siblings do you have? I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will
Yeah,
somehow
by all means,
compromise
keep
your
talking
privacy.
about it.
On top of Ethan characterizing me and my wife as anti-Semitic, he also takes a dig at my tattoos.
Bro, you literally...
Why do you play the Bill Burr clip there? I mean, some people are fine sharing, some people aren't. He's right, the internet's weird, but Bill Burr's job isn't on the internet. He's a stand-up comedian. He's in a different realm. He doesn't know how to deal with that internet shit. Like, sharing's fine. Lots of people share pictures of their kids and stuff. I thought Bill Burr was overly harsh on H3 there, to be honest with you. I thought Bill Burr came off as kind of an asshole. By all means, keep talking about it. Like, well, all he did was ask to clarify. You can change the subject and not be a dick. And they ended up doing a second interview that went much better, but he's not going to show that one either.
Look like a fucking free tattoo pack that you get for 25 cents from a windy thing,
The
bro.
Cracker Jack box.
Like, literally, my kids have cooler fucking tattoos from Chuck E. Cheese. Bro looks like he just went to the menu and was like, I'll take that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one.
I have quite a few options here. I can show your tattoos in all of their glory, or I can show that your tattoo made it to the top of awful taste but great execution subreddit, which is not a good thing. I mean,
Was that a real tattoo? I thought that was like a henna or a fake tattoo when he did it at the time. I haven't seen it since. I think I've seen him pull up his sleeve since. I don't know though. I don't watch H3 podcasts like that, but I could have sworn like that was just a gag for the podcast that he did, like a fake tattoo.
might be a good thing for the artists that you work with because that means that they did a good job from a technical standpoint, but it's sort of a failure in every other aspect, particularly the decision-making aspect. If you want to go tattoo for tattoo, Ethan, we can do that. You want to keep it to other things? We can. I'll give you...
Look, I don't think either one of you have the body for tattoos. I'll just be honest. I think both of your tattoos are cringe. I think tattoos on people as lanky and that look like you and that look like Ethan are bad. To be fair, tattoos would also look bad on me. I'm a lanky dude. They're not going to make me look tough. They're just going to make me look worse, which is why I don't have any tattoos. I'm going to be 21 by the time GTA 6 is out. Yeah, probably.
You that option.
And it'll cost like $120. Thanks, Nintendo.
Ethan also talks about the potential CTE that I might have after boxing.
Yes.
Ethan, your whole system is scrambled.
No, your brain is scrambled from getting punched in the face too many times because you don't understand the situation. Some people are saying the CTE is starting to take effect, I guess. That would be comforting if there was some explanation, at least.
Any amount of CTE that I may have endured after doing 2 boxing matches, I'm going to say is preferred over having to share the load of doing 50 jumping jacks with my wife.
What if we do both do?
Oh my god. No, I'd rather do 50 jumping jacks with my wife than get punched in the head and possibly get CTE. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Jumping jacks don't have any permanent negative effect on you unless you, like, fall down and hurt yourself or, like, something crazy happens. Where the fuck are you doing these jumping jacks, man? What the fuck are you worried about? They're jumping jacks. Children do them. Children shouldn't be boxing. What is this take? What is this take? Also, he was responding to his chat. His chat said that. He didn't. He just read it out loud. So, which is it? Are people responsible for their chat like Ethan, or are they not responsible for their chat like Denims? Which is it, man?
We'll both do 25 at once.
25 each? 4.
Oh my goodness.
Great form by both.
Really nice. They must work out.
Yeah, that's a cute bit for a podcast with your wife. That's a cute thing to do. That also doesn't have a history of causing permanent brain damage. What is this comparison? This has got to be the dumbest point in this thing.
So why are you talking about CTE at all? Like, you can...
Because he read it from his chat. The clip you showed him reading what his chat said. That's why. He was just reading a chatter's message out loud and then responding to it. He even said he doesn't think you have CTE. And then he laughed about it. They're just making jokes. Can you be more soy?
Continually illustrated that you can't keep track of anything.
It came up because they were talking about it on their fucking podcast. By the way, they're the ones that like started this conversation by talking about it on the podcast. Be like, hey, I'm not getting involved.
I think that was their response after you guys initially called them out.
He can't even keep straight who attacked who first. He thinks that our podcast where we're expressing sympathy for him and Hila was the impetus for him talking shit about us.
Play that clip. Let us hear what you said. Let me be the judge. Don't tell me how to interpret it. You play the clip, and I'll tell you if I think that you overstated. Maybe you thought you were showing sympathy. I know you're 31 and you just learned empathy, so it's a new skill for you. Maybe it didn't go the way you think it went. Maybe you didn't come off the way you think you did. Let me be the judge. Play the clip. Play the clip, Ian.
I much prefer boxing-induced CTE than harassment-induced CTE. Ethan acts like we're such great friends and that like he shared such intimate moments with me, but it's all horseshit. He's lying. Like the whole thing is a fucking lie. He's manipulating his audience. We did not have a close relationship.
You guys were buddies for a long time.
He texted me like one time like, hey dude, we should talk this out. And I was like, I don't feel like having this conversation right now. That's it. So Ian kept trying to get me on the phone or text with me, and I told him, dude, honestly, I don't feel like having this conversation right now.
Okay.
Fair, right? I just didn't want to do it. Okay?
Just in that particular moment,
and then
or like at all?
Well, it turns out I didn't want to talk.
I mean, the entire internet thought you guys were pretty close friends. Because you guys made how many videos together? You made Content Cops together, you did sketches together, like you did a ton of stuff together. I don't know about Content Cops, but you did a ton of shit together. A ton of videos on both your channels. You were seen together at multiple events. It was kind of wildly known that you were a friend, and you never corrected the record, not once, not fucking ever until now. When people called you friends with iDubbbz, friends with Ethan, oh, you're friends with Ethan. At no point in time in the past did you ever, well, I wouldn't call us friends. Like, you didn't downplay it or anything. Like, you didn't clarify. Now, all of a sudden, you weren't friends. Like, even during your Content Cop, like, they changed statuses 3 different times. They were former friends. Then they got downgraded to acquaintances. Then they got downgraded again to business associates. Like, you kept referring to them differently. I think you don't know what you wanted them to be. It sounds like they considered you a friend. It sounds like you're looking for a way out of that. Like, if anyone sounds like they're lying, it's the guy who keeps changing the nature of the relationship every fucking time he talks about it.
Talk to him at all.
Okay.
If the relationship was that close, you would have talked to me on the phone. You wouldn't have shit-talked me. You would be curious where my brain was at and where I was coming from. There's this moment in the Content Cop where I'm trying to give an example of the cycle of harassment. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of... Okay, what does that have to do with me?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Are you okay?
Ethan and Hila act like they have no idea what I'm talking about here. So, I mean, maybe they don't. It's a very obvious and easy to digest point. That's why I made it that way. I'm going to explain it here so everyone on the internet understands. When you have a podcast where you are constantly emotionally dumping and saying things just off the top of your head, and you're attacking other people randomly, maybe from your perspective it's not attacking. Maybe you're just commenting on someone else's situation.
He's got to be one of the most visually repulsive people. FaZe Banks, like, in my opinion, he's somewhat repulsive to look at.
And be
pedophile. Pirate Software was like weird about it. It's like, look at my old voice, it's so lame. What an obnoxious loser. She goes, I can't believe these people are so obnoxious. And he looks like an idiot who's obsessed with me, dude.
But what happens when other people comment on your situation? It doesn't feel too good, does it?
But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys, right?
I don't know if that's what the video is.
That is the back and forth I'm describing. You might have thought, we were just saying that Ian and Anissa are bad friends. Well, guess what? We didn't take it that way.
Our POV is like, fuck everybody, and I don't want to hear any excuses. You're not my friend, and you never were, and you never will be. You never will be.
What we took it as is Ethan and Neil are shit-talking us. They just implied that we are okay with people using CPS as harassment, and now all of their fans are brigading us. So I am going to respond in kind and make a content cop. So yes, that is what the cycle of harassment looks like.
Okay, what does that have to do with me?
What? What? How is that harassment to you? He just told what happened and how he felt about you not disavowing CPS. It all keeps boiling back to that, and you keep referencing it now as justification for not doing it. Like all of this avoided if you just disavowed the CPS thing. And when you wouldn't, yeah, they got upset. I don't know where the harassment to you comes in. What, because he told the story and now that's shit talking? I hate when people use the term shit talking and they don't know what it means. It's not shit talking if it's true. If you're just talking things that happened. Shit talking is you being in Call of Duty telling someone you're gonna have sex with their mom. That's shit talking. This isn't that. God.
I don't know.
How about you fucking Nazis? How about that?
You might think that all of the harassment you're getting has everything to do with your politics and your idea of Israel-Palestine, but a lot of my gripes were centered around you dragging me into your shit. You know, you knew that you were going through a lot, and you were saying, I'm hurting, I'm now going to make them hurt because they're not putting their head on the chopping block. Fuck you, you're a piece of shit. I'm sure there's anti-Semitic people that are attacking you guys, but they're not me, they're not Anissa.
They are the people that you made that video with, though. Those people's chats, those people's fans. Yeah, it's those people. Which is why he made the comments he made. Why are you leaving that part out, bud?
It's not Hasan, it's not all of these other creators that you're attacking.
It is.
You're not the biggest victim on the internet, Ethan. Other people can experience a...
Yes, it is. Zionist isn't a cheat code for Jew. Okay? It's clear that when they're talking about Zionists, people like Hasan, they clearly mean Jew. That's what he's referencing, which he's made clear in multiple podcasts and multiple statements. He's made it clear that when they say Zionist, they mean Jew, which is what they even joke about during their racial tier list segment, where they said, "Whoa, what about the Zionist?" And then everybody laughs because we all know what they mean.
A horrible fucking time. And guess what? They're not getting this other benefit, which is 26,000 viewers. You're getting a lot of money and a lot of content, a lot of things that you care about from these beefs and from this harassment. There are a lot of people that you've just bullied and they have nothing to gain out of it.
Am I detecting a hint of jealousy? Is that what this is? Are you jealous that his views are better and that he's done way better post-adpocalypse than you have? Because now you don't know how to maintain an audience without using racial slurs, and he's found a way to do it and you can't? Because what, 300 people watch your podcast, 30,000 watch his live? Is that what this all is? Is it ego and jealousy? We're picking up a hint of that here.
Frogan isn't making a bag from this. She's not getting content out of
Yep,
this.
that's what
You're
it is.
attacking her in relentless ways and endorsing so much worse harassment than what even you send her way.
The shit he said and posted about Frogan over the past
nasty,
years is
very
like
mean.
insanely nasty shit.
Yeah.
Worse than anyone I've seen. If this is true, absolutely mind-blowing, insane shit.
Hold on. It's not worse than anything you've seen. How could it be worse than anything you've seen?
Literally, no. I guess
He was
not.
very nasty. Well, I'm just saying, people like fucking want to like get lay down and fucking like.
I'm talking about
and
specifically
castrate-
against Frogan.
But like he called her fat, right, and ugly, which is horrifically mean. I get called a fucking baby killer.
I was talking specifically about
That's way
Frogan.
worse than being called fat and ugly, in my opinion.
Also, on top of Ethan and Neela constantly victimizing themselves, I did notice
pot, meat, kettle.
That as soon as we didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Neela's defense, Ethan took that to heart and he started to make that his employees' problems. Instead of just, sucking it up and taking it on himself, he decided to imply that Lena is going to have a problem with that.
A lot of this has ramifications for the crew. The way that they have it set up is basically if Lena were to drop out, she would lose she would have to pay back like $25,000 or something like insane. And besides that, which I told her I would cover if she wanted to drop out, she's more.
How does this make him a bad boss? I'm sorry, how is this dragging the crew into it? He's talking about a member of the crew's wife who's boxing in your event. And you set up the event in a way that would cost her money, and he's willing to cover that money for her. All of this makes him look good and you bad. Why would you show this?
Working really hard. And just because I'm having an issue with what's going on here.
You bringing up Lena dropping out of the fight was you publicly showing to your fans, like, I don't approve of this. You were saying.
Like you bringing up that people on the internet might say something bad is you giving the internet permission to do that? No, that wasn't him saying I don't approve of it. He was focusing on the way you have it set up and the fact that if she wanted to drop out, she would lose money. That he's having to pay to cover and reimburse her dropping out if she doesn't want to be part of this. You're the one that left her feeling trapped because you're the one that put a price tag on it. A price tag on her dropping out. He was saying, you know what, I'll cover that price tag. And he was giving her the option to do so. How did you read the opposite from this?
This shit before the content cop even came out.
Which I told her I would cover if she wanted to drop out.
But now you were saying that you didn't have a problem with any of it until I made the video.
I was totally on board until...
None of what you just showed was him having a problem with it. It was him saying, if she wants to drop out, she can, and I'll cover her. I don't want her to feel like she's financially obligated to fight in an event that she might not want to take part of now, especially since you know we're kind of having a falling out. That's all he did. He didn't tell her to drop out. He didn't have a problem with it. And yes, after the content cop, he probably does have a bit of a problem with it because now you're the one making the content cop and drawing her into the middle of it. You knew before you made the content cop that she was your headline fucking fighter. You made a hit piece on your headline fighter's boss before the event. What, that content cop couldn't wait a month? You couldn't take an extra month to compose your thoughts, focus on the event, and then do it? It had to happen right fucking now? How is any of this not your fault, dipshit?
The organizer put out a video calling me a psychopath for harassing his friend.
Obviously, Ethan and Neela will victimize themselves every chance they get, but when they have the chance to...
That's what you're doing. Stop projecting.
...victimize someone else who's on their crew, they'll also do that.
You already forced Lena into this horrible situation. And again, you forced this situation on her.
Why would I do such a thing to Lena? Dude, you have as much agency as I do. You didn't have to badmouth me on your podcast. That was a choice that you made.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
Oh, the organizers of this event are not jumping to my defense? All right, well, maybe instead of shit-talking them, maybe I should zip it.
So go fuck yourself.
Stop hiding behind the shit-talking thing. I hate that so much. I hate when you, like, start telling people about themselves and you start telling the truth on people and they go, all he does is talk shit about me. All he does is talk shit about... That's not shit-talking. Shit-talking is me going, hey, I fucked your mom last night. Yeah, bitch. That's shit talking. Anyone who play Call of Duty knows what shit talking is. This is not that. This is just you mad that he's telling what happened. And it's making you look bad. Anything that makes you look bad isn't shit talking, especially if it's true. And I'm getting a little irritated at it because I know people in real life that do that shit. And it's so fucking aggravating because it feels like, well, great, I can't say anything. I can't speak out at all. Otherwise, I'm a bad guy. Oh, it's the fucking worst, dude. I hate this shit so much. How is he moonwalking?
Yourself.
I agree. You already forced Lena into this horrible situation. And again, you forced this situation on her. By the way, iDubbbz, Lena's fucking having a panic attack.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
But you're just lobbing it to me and Anissa. I'm lobbing it back to you. You're the one who brought it up. If you lob it back to me and you say, well, I didn't have your back publicly, well, fuck you. I'm going to lob it back and say, you're being irresponsible on your podcast, and you're not taking any accountability for the shit you're putting out online. I think that's going to do it for this video. There's a lot more that I can share, but I'll save that for the future. And in closing, I will reiterate.
Crap, I have to watch more of this crap. Oh, God. It's like, all of it's just, like his one defense. And well, I'll let him finish.
So that, you know, there's no ambiguity about it. Anissa and I are no longer involved in Creator Clash. We're stepping down completely. We hope that the event is a massive success this year. We hope that all of the fighters get what they wanted out of it. I'm sorry that I'm such a fucking nasty person who just wants to roll around in the shit. I'll put the link to Creator Clash down in the description if you want to support them in their mission to get creators to fight and raise money for charity. You can do that down there. I will be doing that on my own, and I hope you guys have a good time. Also, for all the people who touch grass, I want to remind you to click the like button on this video, not so it goes in your algorithm or anything, just specifically so that we can add a counter narrative, or I can get an idea of how much astroturfing is out there.
Because you're mad at the dislike ratio that you got from the last video, and you need it to not be bad this time.
Because I know that a lot of these fuckers, they love their dislike button extensions. And I saw that shit and I was like, what the fuck? These are all like fabricated numbers. The like-dislike ratio was like...
This might be the only point he's right on. That Discord like to dislike ratio extension thing is crazy wrong. First of all, it's only counting the number of people who have the extension and who've interacted with it. And even then, it's a guesstimate. Like, it's basically just so inaccurate and so wrong that it doesn't, like, it's not even worth using. It's the only real way to know is to have somebody, a creator, show you their like to dislike ratio from their creator dashboard. Which, if you really wanted to disprove that right now, that's all you'd have to do.
80-20 on my video, and then they tried to create a narrative of like, no, people actually hate this content cop, guys. It's actually so much worse. Like, bitch, like, people were more upset with like my wife being on OnlyFans. You're not gonna convince the internet that...
Okay, so he did show it, but that's not the full screenshot. That doesn't show me like how long after the video came out. What's that? How many views it had? Like, that doesn't show like if that's even current. Is that what it currently is? Is that what it was? Or did you purposefully take a picture of it when it was good and it's slowly gone down since? Yeah, this is a bad... I mean, this at least proves at one point it wasn't in the negative, but I think the general consensus online is clear. You don't need a like to dislike ratio to prove any of it.
Fucking Ethan Klein isn't being a piece of shit. Like, sorry guys, it doesn't matter how many dislike extensions you have.
We can free Palestine without being a Nazi, okay? Yeah, fuck you guys too, okay? How about you fucking Nazis? How about that?
It's blatantly and obviously fucking disingenuous. This shit blew my fucking mind. Like, this is fucking insane. And like, dangerous. He is going out of his way to slander you as a neo-Nazi. Like, that can get you hurt.
Thank you, Ethan Klein. You are my best friend. You are the rent payer. You are the legend. Thank you, Ethan Klein. You are my best friend. You are the rent payer. You are the legend.
Okay, I'm not gonna sit there and watch him dance around with his fucking shirt off. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Oh my god, I hate that guy so much. How the hell did you become this level of cringe? This is insane. Oh my god. Well, that was as terrible as I thought it would be. His entire like argument for the entire thing boils down to, you talked shit about us first and it hurt my feelings. Only the shit talking was just them saying my friends of 10 plus years won't disavow people calling CPS on my house. So we're right back where we started at square one. It is what everyone thought it was. You're shitty friends. And he called you out on it, and it hurt your feelings. And then the snowball started rolling and it led to all this. Frogan's also not a victim. Frogan is the fucking queen of throwing out fucking punches and not being able to take them. She will talk shit. She will actually talk shit about people. Including veterans. Who fucking who? Based? Yeah, she'll do all that shit, and then the minute someone makes fun of her, instant victim mentality. And you guys are right on board with them. No wonder you're friends with them now. You fit right in. Because that's all this content deputy was. You playing victim to the mean clients who hurt your feelings. Although you couldn't give us an example of anything they actually did other than repeatedly showing clips of them going, my friend of 10 plus years wouldn't disavow the CPS stuff. He wouldn't come to our defense. Like, yeah, he got mad at that and he called it out. And you keep showing it and you keep using that as your big own. Because we wouldn't come to your defense? Yeah, because you wouldn't come to their defense. Because you're supposed to be their friend and you could testify to the condition of their house. You're one of the few friends they have online who's been to their actual house. Yes. I think anyone in their position would want the same thing. I think anyone in their position, not just CPS, but if any crime happened to any normal person and their friend could testify to the opposite and help them out and then refused to help, then they wouldn't want to be friends with that person anymore. If somebody says you murdered someone and your friend could testify that you were at his house that night and you didn't do it, and he goes, I don't want to get involved. Well, that could end up putting you, yeah, like everyone would want the same thing. This is retarded. Why does he keep making these videos? Well, that went as horribly as I thought it would. Thanks for watching this video, guys. That hurt my brain, man. I really liked iDubbbz back in the day, and to see what he's become is fucking heart-wrenching, dude. Want to talk about someone's feelings hurt, man. Shit hurts my feelings. Shit's breaking my heart. You should think iDubbbz was the fucking man. That meme, that fucking thing that he says that he said back then is used to this day, and I've used it on this stream. But all of it's okay or none of it is. I thought he was making a good point. I thought he was a good example of a proper use of freedom of speech and how freedom of speech should work. And to see him just completely backpedal on everything, it's fucking disgusting, dude. So thanks for watching this video. If you guys are new to the stream, hang out because I got more coming. We're going to do some gameplay stuff for a little while and then I'm going to bed. But if you guys are VOD watchers and you're new to the YouTube channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I go live every night at around 11 p.m. and these VODs get posted the next day, usually. You can follow me on Twitter to see exactly when I go live. You can join the Discord to become part of the conversation. The Discord link in the description of this video is good for 7 days. So if it doesn't work and you're watching it too late, just find the newest video and click that link and you'll be able to get in on the Discord. You can post stuff for me to react to. You can get in on the conversation. You can even join a voice call. But for now, though, I'm going to continue my stream, start playing some video games, hang out with my chat. Thanks to you guys for watching this one, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.